Hey, Bruce Naylor, the Boomer Consumer. This video is really about you more than me. In this video, I'm asking you the following questions. Why do you collect physical media? What do you collect? What genre you collect? What format you collect it in? And how do you grow that collection? And I will share some of that with you in this video. A while back, John Darko made a video, said that he was a music first audiophile and gear is secondary to him. And I am basically the same way. Don't get me wrong. I appreciate and truly love cool looking gear, cool gear, audio jewelry, whatever you're going to call it. I mean, some of it's absolutely magnificent to look at, but way out of my budget. I'm not a Rolls Royce kind of guy, and I don't have that kind of budget. The stuff I got, I'm very happy with. And I think a lot of you as well is probably happy with your gear as well. But we do, let's face it, a lot of us go, boy, wouldn't it be great to have that $200,000 pair of speakers? Sure, but we got budgets, we got families, we got stuff, responsibilities. We can't spend it all on gear. Now, I've also heard that music, right? Or I should say records, vinyl records are for nostalgia and CDs are for music. Well, I'm not going to get that whole CD versus vinyl trap. Just not going to go there. Just not going to do it. So why do I collect music? Well, or physical media? Well, first off, I don't want to be subscribed to multiple services. We have a lot of internet outages here, and I don't want to spend the money on these subscriptions. Now I'm retired. I definitely got to be very careful with my budget. And I'm a member of Apple Music. I have the Apple One plan, which is Apple TV Plus, and you get music and some other stuff. But also that's what I use it for. Now, Apple Music's been fine. No problem with it. And I mostly use it for discovery. I want to hear new music, new artists, right? Or if there's a particular vinyl record I want to buy, or maybe a CD, I can audition that. Normally I can find it on Apple Music. I do have the free Amazon Prime thing as well. Between the two, normally I can find audition and say, yeah, this is something I want to own or not. I think it's just very satisfying that you can curate a collection of music that's near and dear to you, you know. And when I look at my classic rock collection that's on vinyl, those are like moments in time. When I pull out Bachman Turner Overdrive and They're Not Fragile album, that takes me right back to when I was a 13 or 14-year-old kid and had my first crush on a girl. We were at a fair together, and it just brings that memory right back. And that's what those albums mean to me. The classic rock collection that I grew up as a teenager, each album is a moment in time that I can relive over and over and over again. I can recall those feelings. Come on, how many of you folks remember what it was like to be a teenager when it was fresh, new, and exciting, and how big of a part that music was? So we got that stuff, and I got it on vinyl. Yes, I can get some of it. I can get almost all of it on CD, but here's the thing. I also enjoy the great artwork, and I enjoy reading the big liner notes, and it's just fun. The drop of the needle. It just brings me back to the way we used to listen to music when I was young. So nostalgia. It's the reason why I collect on vinyl. Sound-wise, yeah, it can sound really, really good if it's a nice, clean record and everything is just right. But I also collect CD. And with my CDs, I've ripped them all to a Mac Mini, all right? And I've got Plex server on there and Plex amp running on my phone. And then I can stream to my different receivers and integrated amps here in the house. I just have my own streaming service, and I don't worry about power outages, it's not power, but internet outages, or music not being available, whatever, or paying a monthly fee to Tidal or Qobuz or whatever. No, it's one less fee, and the music that I've got is music that I love. Okay, Bruce, what do you collect? Well, as I mentioned, classic rock from the 60s through about the mid-80s. And then after that, well, I didn't have a lot of time to listen to music, and a lot of artists just kind of, in one ear and out the other. They were on the radio back and forth to work. I was raising a family and working, and music just took a backseat in my life at that time. So classic rock from about the mid-'60s on through the late '70s, maybe early '80s, and mostly on vinyl, and mostly, as I said, for the artwork and the nostalgia. Older jazz recordings I also collect on vinyl. And I'm talking stuff from the late '50s through the '60s and early and mid-'70s or so, maybe the late '70s, on vinyl. Why? Well, one, they were mostly recorded analog. They were recorded on tape, an analog recording, and I kind of wanted to stick to that, the truest possible form to that. Now, if it's a reissue, more likely the album was digitized and the album is made from a digital file. I get all that. But mostly I try to get more original pressings and the older pressings and try to avoid reissues whenever possible on the older jazz stuff. Now, the new jazz, newer stuff, say from about the, 82, 83, somewhere around there on up, I get on a CD. I will make an exception. If somebody's got a classical, not classical, but a vintage jazz album, right, that I want, and they're asking $100 for or whatever, and I really want that music, I'll go ahead and get it on CD. I have a budget, and I just cannot bring myself to pay $40, $50, $75 or whatever for a record or more. I just can't do it, won't do it. Now, speaking of jazz, I am a jazz enthusiast, not all of it. I like female jazz vocalists such as Norah Jones, Diana Krall, Amy Winehouse, for example. Some of the guys, I like John Coltrane, Sonny Rollins, Pat Metheny, Bill Evans, Chet Baker, just to name a few. And what about Miles Davis? What about Miles Davis? Well, quite frankly, I'm not a big Miles Davis fan. Love Supreme, or Kind of Blue? Yeah, it's Kind of Blue. I don't think it's all that good. I listen to it, I've got a copy, and I'm like, what the hell is everybody saying this thing? To me, it's just noise, a lot of just noise, but hey, these is all. Again, there's no right or wrong answer to any of this. Okay. Some R&B I like. I've been collecting some B.B. King, for example. Here's what I don't like. I don't like classical. I'm a Midwestern boy, and we just didn't grow up listening to classical music. You probably think, well, okay, I bet you he's got a huge country music collection because he lives in Indiana in the middle of cornfields and soybean fields, and everybody drives John Deere tractors up and down the road. No, I can't stand most country music. Nah. So there's a little bit of it's okay. I don't even know if I own a single country record, to be honest with you. If I did, though, it'd probably be Johnny Cash. That would probably be as closest to it as I can. Bottom line is, older recordings I try to get on vinyl, and newer stuff, say from about the early '80s onward, I try to get on a CD. And if something is overpriced on vinyl, then, and I still want of that music, I'll get it on CD. And that's how I do it. Now, as far as how I collect, well, this is the $64,000 question. That's probably a reference to the younger folks may not even get that. It's kind of a game show back. Well, anyway, so let's talk about thrifting first. We have one thrift store here in town. Unless you like Jim Nabors and Ed Ames or Christmas music, Bing Crosby, that kind of stuff, the vinyl records have totally been picked over, and what's there is normally in terrible condition, and just there's really nothing there. And there's CD collection. CDs are just got any old order. Most of it, again, is going to be religious music, a lot of country music, Christmas kind of music, again, Jim Nabors, Ed Ames, all that kind of stuff. Nothing that would appeal to me. All right, so pretty much the thrift store is rolled out. They've got it set up in such a way you get practically be on your hands and knees to see at least a good third of what they got available. Yard sales, same thing. You go to the yard sale. if there is any vinyl records that have been badly picked over, or they're just not the genres I'm interested in, and also they tend to be all scratched up in bad shape and never taken care of. The good stuff, I guess the early birds get there, they find it, boom, they got it, and they're out the door. There's a lot of, very serious vinyl collectors out there, and that's what they do. They get the paper and they go, yeah. So, just like a lot of other people, I turned to eBay, Discogs. Then used to get a lot of stuff to Discogs. Not so much anymore because the prices just keep going up and up and up to Discogs. There's a new reissue kind of stuff through Amazon. And recently started getting some albums off Walmart. You can actually get some pretty good deals on Walmart using the filters. Like, give me all the vinyl records under $15, and you can kind of see what they got to offer. And, I just got the Aretha Franklin's Greatest Hits album for like $14, and it's 2 album sets, so I can't complain about that. That's how I'm collecting music right now. So I've got certain types of music I'm going after. The older jazz. Right now, I'm looking at the top selling jazz albums, and then I'm listening, auditioning to them on Apple Music and go, yeah, that's one I want to get. Then I go to eBay and so forth. And for vinyl, I look at Near Mint as kind of a starting point and try to find those records there. And also I'll take a look at Discogs, and hopefully they've got a record at a reasonable price. And then I will buy it, and that's how I get it. If it's way over the top price-wise, then I will order it on, get it on CD, and much, much cheaper. And that's how I grow it. As far as the condition, vinyl, pretty much Near Mint. And let me tell you, there's a lot of people on eBay that they don't know how to grade vinyl. They just don't. And as far as CDs go, as long as it's playable, doesn't skip, then I can rip it, and then I really don't care how pretty it all is. It's going into my Plex server at that point, and that is it. So that's how I do things. Don't feel like I don't care for the one-upsmanship that people might try to do in the comments. No one's going to be right. No one's going to be wrong. It's just I want to know how you do it. So answer those questions for me in the comments down below. And this video has already gone too long. Bruce Taylor, the Boomer Consumer. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.